Hi, thank you for your time. My name's Steve Rains-Greeno, and tonight I'm going to present my new business model presentation looking at a new opportunity for Netflix in the streaming space. I'll run through the company introduction, the SWOT analysis. I'll present my concept. We'll have a look at the new business model canvas and the changes within the business model canvas that will be affected by the new concept, key considerations, and finish up with a conclusion. So the company background. Netflix is a world-leading internet entertainment service with over 151 million paid memberships in over 190 countries. Netflix has gone from strength to strength since launching. Members pay for a subscription to the service, and this subscription then allows them to be able to stream content on demand from a very extensive library, which is all advertisement free. Netflix not only offers TV shows, but also movies, documentaries, and feature films within various genres and languages. And at this point in time, Netflix do not offer any live broadcasting services. It's all in the on-demand space through their platform, online platform. Taking a look at the SWOT analysis, so the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And the key strengths identified for Netflix is that members can watch as much as they want, anytime, anywhere, and on any internet connected screen. Users have the ability to play, pause, and resume watching, all without commercials or commitments. And of course, it's easy and affordable with their pricing structure. Some of the weaknesses identified is that there is a heavy reliance on licensed material, and Netflix are trying to address this, however currently still do rely quite heavily on that material. Another weakness may be that advancements in technology could potentially see competitor platforms enter the streaming space. And Netflix also still carries a large amount of debt, and this could possibly result in investors being deterred from future investment in the Netflix brand. Some of the opportunities identified is Netflix has an opportunity to continue to seek strong partnerships within the tech space to further cement their position as a leading streaming service globally. And they could also look at the opportunities that lie in aligning themselves with other streaming services to further bolster the offerings to customers. Threats that affect Netflix. We are starting to see more competition in the streaming space. There are technological advances in video services industry, and there are other larger players in the multi-viewing digital platform space that could launch similar streaming platforms to Netflix. Moving on now to the concept. So the concept I propose is that Netflix look to implement a dedicated live and on-demand sports streaming service. This would look like online streaming revolution that has quick and quite dramatic impact on how sports are consumed. It's proposed that Netflix pursue the alternative and extreme sports categories rather than the mainstream sports that other services already provide. Some of the examples of these sports are, but not limited to, the extreme sports like surfing, snowing, skiing, boarding, skateboarding, BMX, mountain biking, MotoGP, UFC, and even TV programs or series like Ninja Warrior. And the whole idea behind this is that it gives the viewer the opportunity to go back and review some of the competitions and events. So it's proposed that in line with the streaming, they look to live stream the main competitions and events. But the beauty of tying in properly with the Netflix platform in its current form is that events could also be recorded and then made available, as I said, as on-demand content within the library. Again, this just ties in with the current business model that Netflix offer. And then also, Netflix could use their in-house content creators to make package content containing highlights, again for on-demand viewing, so snippets and snapshots and highlights to create additional content for the platform. We'll take a look now at the new business model canvas. So this is a graphical representation of the business model canvas that I've come up with. And some of the affected business model canvas elements that I'd like to highlight. Within the key partners space, obviously Netflix will need to look to align with some sporting franchises, content owners such as Red Bull, WSL, MotoGP, UFC, so some of those larger sporting franchises that tie in with the extreme sports or the chosen sports categories. Within the key activities element, obviously a change in marketing will need to be looked into, and acquisition and licensing of actual sports content. The value proposition changes slightly, and really what the added value here would be is that Netflix can tailor the content to the region. For instance, within the sports space, a sport like NRL, as an example, may be tailored more to the Australian market, or NFL or ice hockey to the USA market if they were to go down through the mainstream sports line in the future. Another change within the business model canvas elements is within the revenue stream. So the revenue stream would be affected in that it would be a two-tier membership program, with one including the sports package and another excluding the sports package. Some of the key considerations to take on when looking at this proposition is that Netflix have considered sports previously. They have looked into mainstream sports, however don't feel that there is enough value in streaming the mainstream sports due to the lack of reviewing. However, that's where I propose that this extreme sports space, you're more likely to get your subscribers to want to go back and look at packages or revisit some of the competitions and events that are held within those sports. I see this as a customer need pivot where the model needs to change to cater for the customer's needs. So the research tells us that many people are looking to stream sports events now, and so this is a pivot that is driven by customer needs. And then another key consideration, of course, is that Netflix will be required to invest very heavily in the development of technology in order to be able to successfully stream live events. It is quite challenging from the research conducted to stream some of these live events in high quality 4K definition, however not unobtainable, just would require a decent amount of investment. So in conclusion, there appears to be a reasonable amount of value in expanding Netflix streaming into the sports arena. As I've already mentioned, niche sports and extreme sports activities appear to offer a better return on investment because of the ability to create content that viewers are more likely to choose to watch on demand rather than solely as live events. For instance, events like the Summer or Winter Olympics, some of your larger football type events, viewers are less likely to go back and watch packages. And then if they executed well, the venture into sporting arena could be very, very lucrative for Netflix as a business moving forward. So that's the conclusion of my pitch for Netflix to move into the niche and extreme sports arena for live streaming of sports and sports content creation. Thank you.